So that's episode 2. Now let's get to episode 3. Now, this one was interesting because I remember Jacob Tierney, the showrunner, he was like, episode 3 is when we deviate from the book. And
Hmm.
I was like, what does that? Because by the time episode 3 came, I believe I already read Heated Rivalry. I already read the book.
So did you start reading it after you saw episode two, or
Yeah,
when did you? Oh,
yeah,
okay. Oh
yeah.
wow. So like within a week then.
Yeah, the book's not long. We're
Uh.
like 5 hours long.
Oh,
So,
okay.
audiobook. The audiobook was 10 hours long.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh yeah. I was like, oh, so let me read this. And I was like, when he started deviating, I said, deviate how? And then I remember episode 3. They kept it. They all they called it was episode 3. And I was like, what the hell is this episode called? Like, what's going on? And then we get the start of this episode where basically that same conversation about Russia not being safe for gay people, it moves to Scott Hunter's reaction to that statement, and then we find out about him, um, and what he's going through, and
Mm-hmm.
so I'll just run that episode real quick. So basically, he meets Kip at a smoothie place, and Kip is beautiful as well, just like Scott, and uh, and basically they bond over this Blue Moon over Brooklyn. Blue Moon over Brooklyn
Mm-hmm.
smoothie. I can't remember. I don't know why I remember that. That's to show you how obsessed I am with the show.
You're
And
gonna get one to come back to New York. Find you a
yeah,
Kip.
and so he adds banana to the smoothie, and they kind of
Mm-hmm.
flirt over that, and it's so
Mm-hmm.
cute. I was like, this is so cute, and I was like, and then then Scott leaves. I was like, okay,
Yep.
like what we doing? And then uh, and then the guy was like, that's Scott Hunter. And he didn't even know he was a hockey player. He just thought it was beautiful. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
this. Is so cute. And then he comes back a few times. I'm like, okay, now you need to go ahead like do something. Like this get this smoothie 3 times. Like,
Yep.
come on. And it's cute because his friends are noticing, and now he's like into hockey now, trying to watch it and
Mm-hmm.
to talk to him about it, um, and then eventually I think Scott was like, "Do you want to come to my game?" And he was like, "I have 2 seats. Nobody's using them." And then I hate this, but somebody pointed out why he's not using them because his parents aren't in the seats. I was like,
Mm.
"Oh my god!" I was like, "Why would y'all like?" Jesus.
Yeah.
So, that shit. I was like, oh yeah, I didn't think about that. And
Yeah,
so that
I
too.
feel like I assumed that his parents were there, but maybe he had like more than two seats. But no, yeah, now you say that, I'm like, yeah, that is probably what it is.
Yeah. But yeah, so he does that, and his friend Elena is there. So he works with Maria, and she's the one that keeps saying "girl." And then,
Yep.
'cause I'm like, bro, you see me talking? Like, yeah, get in there, keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Your ass is there. Like, I love that they're so supportive. Like, they're
Mm-hmm.
just like, it was so funny in the bar. He was like, "Oh, he's probably not gay, whatever." They were like, "Make him gay." I was like, "That's I was like, I know that's right. That's exactly right." I love that. I love his friend group and his dad.
Yeah,
The
his dad
relationship
was
was so
very
sweet.
sweet. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that. It's so encouraging, and you could do it. Very. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, then they start. I don't know. I guess he well, okay. So he's working. Kip is trying to make any money he can anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Waitering, the smoothie shop, whatever. And he runs into Scott there, and Scott is still winking at him and everything else, like doing too much, sir. Take me home. Or what you gonna do? Take me home or what? What's going on? And eventually they do that, and it's great, and a lot more emotional and
Mm-hmm.
than and Shane.
Yeah.
Very much cuter
Mm-hmm.
interaction. Both still sexy though, but much cuter.
Yeah.
Um, and, that happens, and then Scott basically telling him, "Hey, I can't come out, but I do want you, and please be here." Like and it's great. It's
Mm-hmm.
great for a while, and then they try to go out to like a art gallery, and Scott kind of freaks out,
Mm-hmm.
and 'cause he's scared of because Kip is talking like it's down by the we can put this by the bedroom or whatever. It's just like shh,
Yeah.
like don't do that
Yeah.
here, and and I understood it because I understand DL. I get it. This is my double song, but it's how it goes. And Kip is still so understanding, and so like I get it, it's fine. Don't And Scott's very much like this isn't fine,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm sorry. I did want to try. And then his friends are Elena especially is coming more concerned about it, and she's just like, okay, like what's the plan? Like, uh, you're already out. I know you don't want to
Mm-hmm.
go back into the closet.
Right.
That's not what you want. Even though Kip is just like, oh, it's fine. I'm happy as I ever been. I'm like, yeah, I'm sure you
Mm.
are, but
After that
you
honeymoon period.
yeah, like this is cool, but you can't go anywhere with him, and you got to
Mm-hmm.
keep lying to everybody. 'Cause everybody's like, oh, your boyfriend. Like that's not my boy. He got to keep
Mm-hmm.
reiterating, that's not my boyfriend. That's not what's going on. He just gets smoothie from me, and I'm like, these people aren't dumb, you
Right.
know. And then Elena finally talks to him and basically tells him, I want my friend to still be like outside in the sun, get some
Mm-hmm.
sunshine, which I
Yep.
thought that was cute. And then she was like, but you do too. You should have sunshine too. Like you got
Mm-hmm.
to hide in the shadows too. And um, then basically after that, that's kind of when it falls apart. And then Kim's like, I'm having, a little small birthday at a gay bar. I
Oh,
kind of
bring
felt
your mic
like,
closer.
God damn it. I feel like he should have said. I feel like he should have said gay bar. The way he said that,
Oh,
I was like,
yeah,
I felt like that scared him a little bit. When he
yeah,
said that.
yeah.
I was
He
like,
definitely could have just
ooh,
said it was a bar, and then they show up. It's like, oh yeah, it is gay.
yeah, it's a sports bar. That's
A
what he should have
sports
said.
bar, yeah.
But that's what it was. That's all I kept watching was damn
Honestly,
hockey in
yeah,
there.
and it's like a bunch of dudes to be in a sports bar anyway,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that
it
would
would
have
have been
made sense.
fine.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and after that happened, basically that was the end of it. And but Scott, I don't know. I'm trying to remember this. The simplest the end episode, but he still had. Kip gave him these like blue socks that had bananas on them, so it like matched the smoothie. That was so cute. And he's
Mm-hmm.
still wearing them in the episode, but just covering them up.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, yeah, uh, that was the third episode. I Such a more wholesome story than the other two.
Yeah, I definitely. I think now that I've seen everything, I don't know. Scott and Kip are still my favorite couple, but they're still up there. They're still
Hmm.
up there. I
Hmm.
loved the um, I guess more like classic romance story. Like you just meet at a random place and then slowly start like getting to know each other, like liking each other more, like all that kind of stuff. And then they still had the sex, but it felt even for me like it feels more meaningful because they're
Yeah,
actually like they actually not that Shane and Ellie didn't care about each other at that point, but it's like they Scott and Kip really cared about each other when they finally were like able to get together like that. And then interestingly, I don't know if you ever read like the 50 Shades of Grey books.
I watched the movies, but not the book. I haven't
I
read the
feel
book.
like the movies don't do them justice. I'm not
Oh,
gonna
okay.
lie, but I I listened to the audiobook. And funny enough, I listened to the audiobook like a long time ago for all three books, and I do feel like there's like a little bit of a similar kind of like story arc between like Christian Grey as like one of the main characters and like Anastasia Steele and like them like trying to figure out how to have this relationship without um like Anastasia like wants to fully be out there like I'm your girlfriend or whatever blah blah and like Christian's into like BDSM type stuff and he like
Right.
kind of want to keep things on lock and he's like a control freak and all of that and I kind of felt like similar um I guess like a similar situation with Scott and Kip, where like Scott, he kind of want to have like everything controlled, like oh you just stay at my house, like you don't have to go
Hmm.
out, like everything will be taken care of. And Kip's like, I wouldn't say he's a free spirit, but like like any normal person, he wants to go outside sometimes,
Right. Right.
and like not feel like someone's secret. I think they even said that in the episode,
Yeah.
like you don't want to be
Yeah.
somebody's secret. So, um, yeah, I really like their story. I part of me wishes they got another episode, but I get it. I get it. But it was good. I really liked it.
That's kind of why I'm hoping for. I guess next season they get more episodes.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully they can, split it out. And even the showrunner did say that they're heavily involved in the book after this called The Common Goal. So he was
Mm.
like, hopefully they can, you know, he said he still plans to weave in. the other characters in, but the story is ultimately focused on Shane and Ilya. So I honestly want a spinoff. I do. I
Yeah.
spin off to it. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that'd be great.
You can have the Ilya and Shane story. I don't know. Have another show for all the other. I don't know. I know we can have a spinoff for every book. I know, but like maybe one for the other characters, some kind of way. I don't know.
Yeah, especially with like what happens in episode 5, which we'll get to. But
Yeah,
like I especially want to know how life changes for them after that. So
yeah, yeah. Same. Oh, I mean, let's